Alrighty. Uh, so if you could let me know if the music is too loud. Or if you can hear it at all. Because I can hear it really well. You can barely hear me. How's that? It was the wrong button. Whispering. Okay. So, I've turned it down just a little bit. Can you hear me any better now? Slightly. Huh. I swear, every time I switch from one thing to another, it changes. Let's see. Well, everything's supposed to be up and high. Are you sure your volume's not for any reason low? Because I know we had the game pretty high before, but it's only so much higher I think I can go on here. Can you hear me better now? I don't think this has gotten switched over. Started very offbeat. I don't think I've changed any settings really. I've got the fans down. I am not loud. That is really strange, because I should be. My thing is showing me that I'm getting a lot of sound into the mic here. Yeah, I've got the right mic. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure where. That shouldn't do anything there. Sound. Let's see. The gain, or how would I how would I change the inbound? Do I just need to go to sound settings? Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I've been lifting. I've got it all the way up to the top there. It should be. Yeah, that should be all the way to the top now. One of these days I'm going to start right and things are going to actually work. One of these days. Microphone. I want this one to be the microphone. Oh. If I move much closer, I'm going to be like right in the mic. Like, I'm going to have to be kissing it. Oh my gosh. Did that do anything at all? That? Wait, oh. Yeah, that's moving it much, much closer. I don't suppose that did anything at all. Now? I've turned the fan off, but... Oh, so I just have to melt in here. Huh? Okay, so the fan was okay on? Hopefully. I lifted for the mic, so fan changed nothing. That's a good thing. I need air. Thank God. Okay. So you can hear me much better now though, and hopefully I'm not super loud. Okay. Cool. In that case, I'm gonna start with this. So, can you hear the music too, by the way? That was my first question. But then I was whispering. Okay, yeah, you can't hear it. No? Oh. Can you hear it now? I'd like to not be dancing to absolutely nothing. Yes, okay. And hopefully my voice is going over that and you can hear me and the music's not too loud. I'll just cut off the first 8 minutes of everything. Okay, so I'm going to take it that everything's right. So usually Tuesdays I do, I think today is Tuesday, I usually do stuff with Koala from Little Pink Peppercorn, but she is not here today. She is not going to be here for this week, so this week what I'm going to be doing is this. So this is a commission piece that I'm trying to do, one of 6. You probably... Okay. This was the other piece that I had done for that same group of commissions. And it's my Dragon Ball piece. I was super happy about it. Super cool. And Future Trunks is just awesome, and that was a requested character, and I like him a lot. He's awesome. So this is the next piece. This one I'm going with a slightly different approach. I think I'm going to try and do kind of a minimalist style. I was looking up a lot of Halo art pieces, a lot of posters, and I haven't really played too much of Halo, so I'm running off of what information I can find from there. Online. They're being online. And so I really, really liked a lot of the minimalist pieces. And there's just so much. I know that this franchise has been around for years and years and years. And so I don't want to go overly busy with a piece where you have so many things going on that you just can't even appreciate it anymore. So I decided I was going to do a more minimalist piece, something that just captures the whole feel of Halo. So that's why I'm going with Master Chief. You can see him right here. I have to fix this area a lot. And then I'm kind of trying to design the logo back here. And yeah, we're going to see how that's going to work out. So I did the main sketching right here, and I have to do everything else, really. I have to do all the lining. I have to do all the minor... excuse me, I have to work on all the minor details now. So getting the shape right and everything. And yeah, all of that stuff. Let me make sure that... Whew, yeah. Okay. So, let's see. So I have several images here that I'm kind of trying to take a look at the armor, kind of get an idea of what I'm doing here. This is what I was using for the base. And I have a lot of crazy lines all around here, so I'm going to see what I can do with that. My fancy little light board is going to give me a hand here. And I'm going to try and stay within my little assigned lines here, because I tried to do that while doing this part, and I just absolutely went out of my designated area before I decided what I was actually going to be doing. So, yeah, we're going to see where that goes. We're going to try this. Oops. Try and slip the paper not too much. Try to get this lined up properly. Like, I want it to stay where it's supposed to and not go completely too close to the lines. I wanted to have a little bit of space here. So I've got about a finger of space over here. I've got much more than that over here. So I'm gonna drag it just a little forward. So I have about... I'd like to have about equal, because I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't quite tell, but I know that I will be able to tell, and it'll bother the crap out of me. So, okay. Extra tape. Extra tape makes sure everything stays in place. Nothing slips or slides around. Let's see. Okay, now make sure that I have all the right pieces, all the right pictures. I have the fans blowing, so it's gonna be a little off here. Okay. So, I'm back to using my sharpener because, well, I'm apparently just destroying pencils left and right no matter what I'm using. So let's see how this goes. We might end up turning a few lights off here depending, but we'll see. So what I'm trying to get here is all the angles, because this was a very, very rough sketch, and so I have a lot of things that are not exactly the way they're supposed to be. So I'm still going to be working on a very rough sketch at this point. Just kind of solidifying those lines while still maintaining a bit of just keeping still a slight idea of what's going on, but not very, very well. Okay. So I'm trying to have him kind of look up, but to the side a little, so you'll be able to see a slight bit of his visor on one side, but not on the other. And in order to make this a little easier, I'm kind of going to shade this so that I know that's the one side of his face I can't really absolutely see. And then form the chin there. Hoping I'm not making that a little large for the body either, because you see the head's actually a little bit smaller than the body. Let's see here. So we have a little lift up here too. The cheekbone. Got that right there. It's a little hard to see with drawing underneath, but hopefully it'll be a little bit more visible too. I suppose raising my brightness would probably help too, so I can see what I'm doing. Zoom in. I'm really bad at zooming in. Like, if I go in one direction too much, it just messes everything up. So, okay. So we see the hat comes down a little bit here. I did refer to it as a hat because I don't know. That's just what I see it as. And it lifts a little there, comes back down. I feel like that's a little too much though. I don't want to show too much of the back of his head because that's not quite the angle that he's got going on right now. We still have a bit of a front view right here. So I don't want to focus too much on the details either. Still kind of do a cleaner rough sketch really, so I kind of know what I'm working off of. Okay, get his neck here. I'm gonna add these little lines because his suit's got all these little lines all over it, so you can kind of see that down there. Again, I'm working off highly what I can find because I didn't play this game really, so I've seen it played and I know a lot of it, but I never got into the franchise, so I'd like to represent it fairly well though, because I know for a lot of people this was their childhood, was playing Halo. It's really important. I know how games can be just absolutely more than just a game or something to entertain you for a little bit. That was the entire help some people to survive really. It's the best way I can describe it. Okay, so we have this little box up here. So, I'm actually going to wait on that a little bit. I know it's sitting right there, but take a second to figure out where his chest is. my baseline is always drawing a collarbone, and so I can kind of figure out where the body is sitting at, and then kind of going from there. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna draw the same thing kind of on this side. A little bit abstract, not too much work on it. That's also the part that I'm going to be doing it a little bit minimalist, and I keep forgetting that because I keep getting carried away and going way farther than I need to. So this is also in an effort to control myself a little. And remember to clean my eraser off. That's a good idea. It's always a good idea. This armor has a bit popping out right here, and it's got a square shape popping out too. So we'll do that, then a little bit of a slide down. I'm going to give myself a little wiggle room. That's why I'm only kind of doing the rough sketch right now. That way I can lift it up a little more later if I need to. I'm going to take a look at it every so often, make sure I'm going in slightly, kind of the correct direction. I'm really getting my marker used up right. My marker. It's called an eraser. I'm getting it all smudgy and therefore smudging everything else in the process. So let's... I'm really bad at getting my angles right and showing that something is not being seen straight on, so it's going to be a real test of that. Which is good. I need to practice that, honestly. Remember, things get bigger as they get closer. Kind of dive down a little. The armor comes around. We're kind of seeing where that's at right now. Got some rounded edges. I am really just... This is why I'm doing it on tracing paper, so I destroy the tracing paper and not destroy some good art paper. Okay. Off, but that's okay. I will be able to work on that later. So we have a gap here in the armor. Just draw a bit of just a gap here, and I'll work from that gap. We have the chest armor. That comes up pretty high, actually. So, half of this Just finding the right angle where I can see where those lines are getting darker. Okay. And again, I'm just going to go with the basic shape right now so that I have an idea for some more specific lining, because if I try to do too specific of a lining and I can't actually see what I'm doing, things are just going to go terribly, terribly wrong. So I want to show a little bit of the angle that is happening here, but not too much, because there we go. Because you can't quite see all the way. He's not fully turned. He's kind of looking straight towards the viewer. And here it turns down. Angled. There we go. See, another terrible part, it's hard part, is mirroring what I've just done, and I'm horrible at mirroring what I've just done in any way, shape, or form. There we go. I'm trying to make sure I've also got some proper sizing here. Dark lines. Dark lines, make sure you can see. I think I've gone a little too far over here. So take the eraser back over it. Smudge the paper up nice and good. Let's see. Every so often kind of take a look at where I'm at there. That'll be things I can fix a little bit more once I'm actually doing the lining, because I'll be able to see see what I'm actually doing. Basically goes back here. Gives it a little angle. Turns back and goes there. So I feel like I've made it really short and stubby, which is very, very highly possible that that's what I've done. But we're going to try and drag it over a tiny bit, make it look a little less short and stubby. So we'll just follow the lines that I've already made, at just giving it a tiny bit more way. I think that might fix it a bit. It's very technical. I'm not used to, this is back to my, I'm not used to drawing landscapes, and I'm also not used to drawing machines, and let's face it, Master Chief is pretty much a machine with all the plates of metal that you have here. It's not something that I have the slightest idea on how to do just on instinct. See, I've dragged his arm way too close here. So I'm going to have to erase that and start over. Erasers are also just a wonderful thing. I try not to tear the paper as I do this too. As few smudges as possible so that I can actually, I don't want to get get rid of that too quickly either until I've actually lined this out a bit. See, and I've done this slight angle, so I'm not going to see quite as much on here, but I still need to see a little bit. I'm hoping I haven't dragged his chest over way too much. And since I'm talking over here, I'm going to try and make sure that you can hear me. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay. This is not too bad. I'm just going to use the base to see what I'm doing here. And then... Okay, we're going to take just a tiny bit off of there. So I feel like it's a little too much still. A little too large. And then kind of draw a reference for where his body is at. And his waist. I feel like I've got him dancing a little now. Music isn't helping with that. Because I do have to have his body angled a little. Since he's looking this way, but his legs are in the opposite direction. So, just do the eraser to it again. And angle that a little differently. Got him here. I've forgotten that his chest is all the way over here. I've exponentially made his chest much bigger. On the other piece. So again, from a tiny bit of waist. Drop this off so I don't have notifications popping up. In this case, I'm going to drag the body kind of right in the middle. This is what I did want to tape out, because I know I'm going to need to be moving this around a little to accommodate so I don't confuse myself completely. And totally rip the paper up. So, got the basic body right there. It's a pretty good start to this. I'm going to focus on his arms for a second. He's just got this giant piece of armor here. I can't even hardly wear my shoes without being clumsy, but he's got this. And his arms do look like massive, but half of that is just the armor, so I'm trying not to get too carried away. But you can see that his arms are much smaller inside that armor. And the elbow would start about there. So, joint there. And this is, again, this part's going to be mostly his armor, but I'm going to draw a line to keep myself focused where I'm supposed to be heading. Since I have kind of short and stubby arms. Just so muscular, I guess. And I'm trying to think here. So this would be away from the face. Just so we have the reference there. And also, again, trying to keep in mind not to forget to keep his size pretty the same. So I've made his arm, I feel, much bigger, or his torso much smaller. Gonna play around with the torso a little more. I was supposed to have this all done yesterday, but it was another sick day, so only so much you can get done on sick days, unfortunately. Okay, so I feel like this chest is very much like just facing this direction. This would be again, right now I feel like I have him just dancing all over the place. Just really dirty eraser here. Look at this. It's really bad shape. What I've got here is this plate. It's angled kind of wrong too. A little bit more here. I might have to do here. Split this around. So, I really do like doing this on both ways since it's really easy to flip things around like this, and that's just so utterly convenient. So we are going to switch his stance instead. So, let's see. So we're going to kind of draw his belt here. and just kind of get an idea. I'm just not going to spend too much time on that, just get a bit of an idea of where I'm at here. This light doesn't lift up too much. And again, the armor is really making a lot more of the bulk there. So we have this would be coming up here, sides down just a bit. Really, I do honestly need to practice this more, doing armors and different things like that. So it is fairly difficult for me. Let's see. We have a cube here. And then this is basically a circular dive right down here. This is a separate piece and then dives down there. Kind of like a robotic leg kind of there. Cuts off right here. Got a bit of slanted ground just to accommodate that footing. Okay. I'm just gonna make some block feet right now. Alright, so that's feeling a lot more. I mean, it's really stiff, but I'm getting the shape there. Drag that down just a little bit. Since clearly he has a long leg, apparently. Hopefully I've done that right still. And right here it'll dive down. And then we start with that armor again. I'm just gonna make kind of a circle right there. For that. And this needs to be a bit of an angle because we have a little tech right here. Okay. Then I'm going to take a small break for drinking water because it's hot in here now. Alrighty. Then it's trying to kind of figure out where the feet are facing, because this should actually be facing a little bit more here. While this foot here should be facing straight on, so if it is, we'll be seeing all of this straight forward, so see, and this dives down just a little. And really trying to show some definition. So all just really a bunch of squares and cubes and It's really just basic look here. Okay, now the arm that I forgot to add for him. Which is mostly because I was trying to figure that armor out, but the sizing is pretty okay here. So it doesn't need to go too high, but has to sit on the base of his shoulders there. Okay. So I'll be able to see here. Again, just focusing on the main idea here. Not getting too carried away. And the armor beneath it. Just remembering that I can only see a small section out here. Draw his arms a little so they do have a reference. And as always, I'm leaving the actual hands for last. I'm just doing a rough sketch of that. His hands will need to be a lot larger, a lot more giant, sparkly hands. Okay. So it's not half bad here. I'm a bit far off center, but I do have a reason for that. So let's try do this here. This is one of the spacecraft up here, and I will move the camera so you can see that. Okay. Again, I'm just going to do basic shapes for this. The basic shaping, anyway. I have so many wires now, and they are attached to everything. Which will ideally match the Halo logo a little bit more. I'm hoping I haven't... Oh, I see. I've done it backwards, and I keep forgetting that I've done that for a reason. Yes. I only sort of know the Halo symbol as well. enter here. Just add another little bit there, but try and focus on the weapon that we have back here first. Because what is Halo without weapons? I have watched a lot of Red vs. Blue, actually. I think I've watched most of it, but I don't know that that actually counts as me knowing anything about Halo. I do have a really fun piece from that one. I had a lot of fun making that piece anyway. Okay. That's actually supposed to angle down here. There we go. I am just more or less for basic shapes because this is supposed to be a rocket launcher, which seems to have two canisters, but I don't know. So I'm gonna do that shape until I can really get more done on that. So far, let's go ahead and remove this for a minute here. Oh, really great. Actually, that was helping quite a bit. Okay. So, apologize. Woo! Alright, this is where we're at with it. I think that's pretty good, actually, for just a starting sketch. Armor and whatnot. And I'm actually pretty satisfied. Lowering the music a bit. I was wondering if it was... How's that? At the very least, people can rock out to it. So, I think I'm going to be wanting to do here. Good. Q. Alright, so I'm going to go back over this and kind of get a bit more shape into here. Again, this is going to be more of a minimalist style, so I am going to go with kind of a silhouette, but I do want some accents, so I really want to focus on some of these lines here to add on to there. I also want to kind of fix his torso here so he doesn't look so much like he's just trying to disco here. These are all my reference pictures to know what a Spartan looks like. I've set this up incorrectly, so let's fix this too. Let's see. So his belt will have a little bit coming out right here to either side. And I do want to make these lines really dark too, because when I try to pass this on to the paper, that's the lines that I'm going to have to be really covering, and I'm going to line over it, and that'll transfer it over. So, and I've tried doing it with very little graphite and very light penning, and it does not work at all. So, let's see. So I've got this. really want to make the boots thick and just giant, because they really are. They're just pretty big. I feel I've angled them incorrectly still, so really bad at angles. And at erasing these things, apparently. Ooh, doing such a terrible job. Try my very strange chocolate milk here. It's an almond chocolate milk. I was hesitant to try it because I didn't know if it was actually going to be good. Strangely enough, it was gifted to me. Okay. So, what I really want, what I really want, is for this boot to be facing more up. So you won't be looking straight down at it. And it does dip in here and then back, so okay. I know I slammed down on there, but I did. I'm a little bit happier with how that looks. I know I haven't really changed that much, but I saw a bit of a change here. So, and this is needing more like direct lines. See, I've done a thing here where I've just disconnected his leg entirely. I don't know how I was intending to fix that, but we're gonna make this a little longer and accommodate for his human me. I know why I thought the door just opened, but it scared the crap out of me. I'm not gonna put that anywhere near electronics. Okay. So we also have these lines here. And I want, there we go. Again, I am very, very bad at figuring out where my lines are supposed to go here when I'm doing it opposite. So, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a test run, because I want to make sure that what I'm doing is going to actually work out. So, I'm just going to use any old piece of paper, and we'll take it for me. Because I don't want to bounce back and it's still right. It's still light. I'm going to try to balance it. A crazy person right on there. Okay. So, let's see. promise next time I'll actually have some planning, some sketches done prior instead of diving into the sketching on here, because that was not actually my intention. So I'm just actually gonna do this, because that's what happens when I try to do these things. No. Oh, there's a camera there. Careful. I'm gonna put this down so that I can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just gonna dive into this. And hopefully remember that I am putting color on the other side, or graphite on the other side, and not absolutely destroy something else with this. I'm trying to just get it really light. Light and quick. Okay. So that's good enough for what I'm trying to figure out here. And then I'm going to use use this and some some ink and just a brush, and I'm just going to try and cover it in black and see what it is I'm actually doing here. See if it's going in the direction I want it to go and not completely awry. I'd rather not find that out afterwards. I'm going to kind of choose certain areas that I want to leave blank so that I have some definition in here. I know those are very bad examples, but you need a slight idea. What it is I'm doing. I do want this whole area. kind of want his body outlined here too. Alright. Oh, and probably down here. Okay, now we're gonna go at it. Now let's see. Okay. I'm kind of trying to figure out to use this to kind of figure out the style I want to do it, because I do really love that chaotic style again, and just a little unfinished looking, just because it always looks more lively then, which is just really fun. Using a lot of ink here, but that's better than using out all of my markers, which have already been thoroughly exhausted from my last coloring all black space excursion, so I think they could use a break here. This should have a little bit more. Thinking about just kind of chaotically lining this as well. We'll see. See where I go with that. It's kind of looking like a skeleton Spartan though. Which, I mean, it's kind of cool in its own way. Maybe I should do a Day of the Dead Spartan at some point. It would be fun. Try not to give too much space there. And down to here. I had a lot of ink right there. Again, this little box there. Whoop. I would flow right into there too. I kind of forgot his arm in that whole chaotic process of trying to get this over and across. I feel like he's like, yeah. Forgot this side of the gun. This is why I have to check and double check and then triple check just in case. See, this is why I made his leg much longer too, because he's got a tiny little leg. It's so small. Alrighty. This is kind of almost a comic style, black and white, drawing the dark and avoiding the light spots. We'll see how it turns out though. I'm kind of liking the look though. Just try to make this a piece all its own. Still having trouble with that shoe. Kind of annoying, but I'll get it figured out. Soon enough. Soon enough. So yeah, I think I'm liking how that's looking. And let's see. Okay, and then just to get a little bit more of an idea for this, I have just the tiniest bit of water in there. I'm just gonna throw some paint on it. Kind of get a look of what that'll look like. Look of the look. Idea of what that would look like. Eee! I'm just going to use the colors that I still have on there so I don't waste. Ironically, these are also my colors that I have chilling out here. I think I've accidentally turned it brown. It's still kind of a camo color, so. Eee! No, it's not. Put it on there. I'd say it's looking not too bad. Again, I think with a little bit of work, a bit of perfecting, that is definitely going to look much nicer. Much nicer, ideally, because this is just a rough sketch that took me like 10 minutes. But, yeah, I like that. I might even do a little something with this later on. Add a little white once that ink dries. That'll look pretty nice. I say as I pull out my paint marker. This thing's supposed to work pretty well, so let's put it to the test here. Oh, that's actually looking really cool. Mixed in. So you don't have quite black and white spots all the place, and the way the pencil was added onto there was just choppy, so. This, it's looking really cool. Makes it look very purposeful. see, adding on to the actual armor pieces, showing where those are at, I think is gonna look cool. Adding a little chaos to that. Little scratchy looks. Remembering that the paint is still, in fact, wet. That's a really good rough sketch. Really good idea of what I want to happen. And then we'll have an idea. Ooh. Try not to throw my way into around here. I think it's this way. See, look at that. That's already looking cool, and it's not even what it's supposed to look like. Certainly not trying to convince myself. There we go. Well, I do like where that went there. A little extra piece to get there. I've got a lot of water on this now, though, and oh, thank you. I think that's I pulled down on my headphones. I think that's kind of where I'm going to go with that one. And I have paper towels, so I need to wipe that off before I spill on something important. I think that's going to be a really cool play around with that. Got a lot more character to it. But again, with the armor, it's going to look a little bit nicer. Okay, I should clean this as well. Oof, inky. Inky black. Inky black. I'm supposed to clean these out more often than I really never do. at least less likely to really do something terrible. So I think what I'm going to be working on, and that won't be on stream, but as the week progresses, as I get the opportunity, I am going to be passing that on to different... I'm passing that to there. I'm actually going to... first of all, I'm going to try and get this sorted out. But I'll be putting this onto the right size of watercolor paper, and then I'm going to line that out with butter. Especially this one. Line it out so that I have that armor a little bit more solid. And then I'll be adding that into a style similar to this one, which I think is really going to look nice. Because then I'll be able to do these highlights like those right there and do them a little more specific and add a little colors, because I turned the green very brownish, but I'll be able to work with the colors more specifically and wait for the ink to actually dry before I go into this. But I really like how this turned out even, and just basically do that here. Have it offset on the paper just a tiny bit. Add a little bit more to the background and a little bit more color, a little more going on. But I think that'll be a really cool way of adding a personal touch to all the different Halos. Something that stands out, because all the different posters that I saw, it's all basically the same, especially for the minimalist style. That way, this one just kind of stands out a bit. It's a little bit more unique and hopefully has a little bit more meaning to it. Until then, I'm going to try and tuck this away in a safe place where I won't tear it to pieces. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight. So I will be doing another stream on Thursday. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to be doing. Probably an art piece. Probably going to work on the shoes some more. If I don't get the opportunity to tomorrow, but I'll probably be working on this tomorrow. So yeah, I think I'm going to be working on shoes and do a little bit more for that. Get some more All Might done. I might add Deku to it too now. But until then, you can go check out my YouTube channel if you want to see this. I'll be uploading it hopefully on Wednesday. If I'm not able to upload it on Wednesday, I will most certainly be uploading it on Sunday. You can check out my other videos on YouTube or on Twitch. Those are both at Sleepy Pig Studio. You can also check me out on Instagram. I am on the Twitter, but I am every so often on the Twitter. So both of those are also at Sleepy Pig Studio, so you can check me out on there. I am very active on Instagram. I do have a lot of my previous art on there. So if you want to see any of that, go check it out at Sleepy Pig Studio. Okay, have a good night.